My lights on, it's a little bit dull. No doubt the sun will come out in a moment, but I'm not sure they make a dramatic amount of difference. Okay, let's take up a comfortable shoulder width stance. So allow the feet to be shoulder width, allow the knees to be gently bent, the back to be nice and straight. Soften the center of the chest, not crumbled, just soft. Arms naturally hang down by the sides. Tailbone draws forward a shade, chin draws backwards a shade. Head gently pushes up into the blue sky. Feet connect with the earth below. Mind goes to lower dantian. We think about the belly, we think about the belly button behind, deep inside. Locating the core of our bodies. Gently turning from the core of the body. Allow the spine just to be tested, see how it feels. And come back to the front, we do the same on the other side. Once or twice, just to check out spine, knees, hips. And then just work gently. Allow the body to move. So today, we're just thinking about the inner critic. I think it's something that everybody can identify with. It's the voice that we speak to ourselves, that we scold ourselves with, that we harshly chide ourselves with. Think of the last time you did something a bit daft. You found yourself scolding yourself. Whose voice was it? So often, I think the answer to that question is father or mother. Yeah, sometimes it's, not quite as obvious as that. Sometimes it's, like, what would a teacher, what would a partner have thought, seeing you do something as silly as that? Very often, though, it comes from the familial root, and it comes from generally one of our parents. But we know that actually it's not their voice as such. It's just something, one of their opinions that would have been handed out on a regular basis to us when we were young. And now we've taken on the role of doing that for ourselves. Don't even need to have that person present. They might even have passed away, but they can still exert force in our lives. We can still find time to criticize ourselves. It's that old story. If one of your friends said to you the things that you say to yourself, you'd never speak to them again. However, you're allowed to say these terrible things to yourself. Claim that you're the most stupid person on earth. How could you have been so stupid? How could I be so idiotic as to do that? I think, gosh, well, it's not the kind of encouragement you'd normally give to your children. Well, I hope it's not the kind of encouragement you'd normally give to your children. It's not the kind of thing you'd want for anybody to give to you. Imagine being at work and sitting at your desk and you make a mistake and someone comes over and says, "You're such an idiot. How could you have been so stupid? How could you possibly have done those things?" It's a rare occurrence, I think, and maybe it happens once in a blue moon, but you'd have to think twice about continuing working there. However, we allow these very harsh things to be said by ourselves to ourselves. It reminds me of parts therapy. So if you look at hypnosis, there's a branch of hypnosis which is called parts. And essentially, as a parts therapist, you take someone into a deep state of quiet, into a deep state of relaxation. And then you pose a question like, which part of Jeremy wants to give up smoking? And then you allow the person to sort of play a role. It's the part of Jeremy who's worried about his health, who's worried about the cost, who's worried about blah. And then you sort of say, okay, so what are you going to call yourself? And this part calls itself Angel. Okay, Angel. And which part of Jeremy wants to keep smoking? And then another voice, another part of the patient says, oh, it keeps me so relaxed. It keeps me feeling happy and blah, blah, blah. And then what the parts therapist does is that he tries to make a conversation between these two disparate aspects of yourself and tries to find a way, how would it be if you only smoked 5 a day and then, next week you went down to 4 a day and sort of, trying to work a negotiation. Well, it takes account of the fact that, there are many aspects to the self. You play the roles of teacher, doctor, father, for me, mother, play the role of business person, of yes, whatever, and the roles go on. And each one of them has its own voice. And so we really are multiple personalities. Little wonder when people suffer from, multiple personality disorder, that kind of schizophrenia. It's kind of like the borders have come dissolved and all of the people are speaking at once, and some of the really crazy people want to have a word. We all know we've got those crazy people inside us, but, we have a barrier, a social barrier that holds everything pinned in place, that keeps us safe, that keeps those worst ideas in the very, very quiet, dark shadows. So being that we have all of these different personas, there's this one persona that likes to really beat the others up. Okay, so let's just pause for a moment and extend this exercise a little bit. So let's go a bit further, open up a bit more, stretch out. Use the neck as well, so we're getting a nice long spinal twist, knees and ankles moving, shoulders, wrists and hands moving, everything is shifting. So perhaps today we could work on the idea of healing this aspect of ourselves. Wouldn't it be nice not to always be cross? Wouldn't it be nice just to accept that it's possible to make mistakes? There's a fascinating aspect of our personalities, which I rather like, which is holding people to very high standards and looking at people and criticizing them and saying, well, that person should have done better. They should have known better. They should have known how to speak to me. They should have known how to deal with me. They should have, all of these kind of judgments. But then when you point the finger back at yourself, you very often find that you're really bad at doing those things you're claiming other people should be able to do much better. It's a very interesting aspect. I love it. It's kind of like, he should do so much better at that. And then you think to yourself, yeah, I wonder if I would have done anything close to that. And then you realize that you're being very critical and asking too much of a fellow human being when you would never have been able to make it to that level yourself. And so there it is. We have this kind of like, weird set of standards that we try and hold ourselves to, and that we try and hold other people to. Society has kind of, built up these vast ideals of what a perfect gentleman should be, how a perfect business person should behave, blah, blah, blah. And we sort of see them, we model them, we idealize these people. But even those people that we idealize have got massive flaws. About as wide as the Mariana Trench. We discover much later that, the people who we idealize turned out to be terrible people. Just thinking back to watching the BBC program the other night, which was talking about the Jimmy Savile terrible scandal. Someone who looked amazing and had shockingly bad flaws. So we have flaws, and we should just accept and believe that, and not be so critical and not hold ourselves to such a high standard. And the second we're prepared to analyze that voice and think, who is it that's criticizing me? What is this voice doing? Why is it continuously hurting me? Then we've taken the first step to healing ourselves. So let's let the whole thing gently slow down, bit by bit, and come to a stop. Wow, long session there. Let's gather earth, lift chi up, pour chi down. So if we find ourselves feeling really lightheaded here, you can do this 5, 10 times, doesn't matter. As I always say, sometimes, it's nice to have a chair behind you so you can just sit down and do sitting meditation for this. Sometimes it's nice just to feel you might want to lie down on a mat and just continue. So it doesn't require you to be standing. Standing meditation is a really good way of gathering chi into the body. But sometimes we don't have enough chi to support it. So don't feel you have to, just do whatever your body is telling you today. That's the most important thing, is that I can only tell you what I'm capable of, what I expect of you. But as we know from this previous conversation, that what's expected of you and what you have to do are completely different things. And so you must just find your own level within what I'm saying. Draw the chi to your belly. Really connect with the lower dantian. Let's do some forward bends if you're ready for that. We can just do a very simple set of forward and back bends. So we can just gather chi up, lift up. Just take the hands up above the head, actually. We'll start from here. Stretch up into the blue sky. And then we'll just take over the head, the arms, the ears, bend slowly over. Relax downwards, sink and settle. So no deep tension today. We'll just take it nice and easy here, nice and relaxed. Knees are soft, back of the neck is relaxed, extending gently towards the toes. And release, in line with the roots of the toes. And release. Right back towards the insteps. And release. Right back towards the heels. Right, body relaxes and hangs. Gently lift the tailbone to point up behind, push the tailbone to the front, roll the spine up, bring up the head, the arms, the ears, gently up into the blue sky. One stretch. Let the knees, hips go forward. You can lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and back. Up, back. Good. Hands up into the blue sky and stretch. Let's do some side bends. Just allow the left hand to curl down. Down the right. Left. And right. Great. Let's just draw the hands up above. Allow the head, the arms, the ears to tip over. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Sink and settle. Let the body relax and hang and keep the knees soft here. Just relaxing the back of the neck as much as possible. Okay, great. So let's extend softly down towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of the toes. And release. Working towards the insteps. And release. Back towards the heels and a nice deep bend.
Release, relax, body hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine curls up, head, arms and ears gently curl up, drop to full height, stretch. Knees and hips go forward as you lean back. Stretch up and back. Up and back. Up and gently back. Hands up in the blue sky. Left hand curls down. Right hand down. Down on the left. And down on the right. Draw the right hand up. Go through again. Straight legs this time if you can. Locking the the knees straight. Stretching the hamstrings as we curl over. Top of the head, all the way down, middle back, lower back. Gently relax down. Let the body hang and relax. Keep the legs as straight as possible. Let the hamstrings gently stretch open. Tuck the tummy in. Good, so extend softly towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of the toes. And release. Working towards the insteps. And release. Working towards the heels. Body relaxes, body hangs. Tailbone lifts behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine gently rolls up. Head, arms and ears gently roll up. Up into the blue sky, stretch. Knees and hips go forward, really back. Stretching up and back. Up and back. Up and back. Hands up into a blue sky. Allow the left hand to gently curl down. Down on the right. On the left. And on the right. Draw the right hand up into the blue sky. Last time round for the whole thing. Tipping over the head, the arms, the ears. Working into the upper back, the middle back, the lower back. The legs stay straight as they can. Let the body hang down. Body relaxes, body hangs. Back of the neck soft. Tummy tucked. Let's extend softly towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of the toes. And release. Heading back towards the insteps. And release. Working back towards the heels in a deep bend. Body relaxes and hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine gently rolls up. Head, arms and ears gently roll up. Stretch up into the blue sky. Release, knees and hips forward. You can gently lean back. Stretch up and lean back. Stretch up and lean back. Stretch up Leaning back, hands up into the blue sky with a good long stretch. Last time for the side bends then, gently down the left side. Down on the right side. On the left. On the right. Draw right hand up into the blue sky. Just release the hands gently down the sides. Let's gather some chi. Hands deep in the earth. Lift chi up. Pour chi down. Feel the chi moving down through your body. Allow the chi to move deep into the core of your body. Allow the hands to relax and flow chi down. Gathering again. Lift up. And pour chi down. Move the chi from the core of the head, through the throat, core of the chest, and deep down to the core of the belly. Find that spot. Hold the chi there. Release the hands, allow the chi to flow on down. And again. Move this energy. Draw it deep into the belly. Hold it and store it there. Release the hands. Okay, last time we're just gathering chi. This time we're going to bring the hands onto the belly. Okay, usual instruction. If you feel you need to do this a few more times, go ahead. If not, just bring the hands to the belly and let's stand and settle for a few moments. So we focus all this newfound energy deep into the core of the belly. The more chi that gathers there, the more or the less room there is for chi that we no longer require. So I don't think it's ever profitable to think about it as being bad chi, although a lot of other qigong forms talk about bad chi, bin chi, they call it. It's all sort of negative energies and things like that. I don't think anything's a negative energy. I think it's just whether it's useful for you or not. And so currently there may be some energy in your body that is not useful for you. You can allow that to leave. We can allow the space of lower dantian to spread out through the whole body, just pushing out anything that's no longer needed. So this is why we fill lower dantian. And lower dantian is abundant. It's not possible for there to be energy in your body that's no longer required. That's why a simple exercise like standing qigong can be so powerful. It's just about gathering the chi and storing the chi. Nothing complex. Everybody can do it. Don't think you can't store chi or you don't know how to. Your body does it naturally. So right now, just with your hands in place and hopefully a quiet mind, this chi starts to gather on its own anyway. So quiet mind, yeah, there's the thing, isn't it? Perhaps your inner critic had already said to you, yeah, but you're no good at gathering chi. That's the kind of thing that happens inside people's heads. That little voice, I can't be doing this right. I must be doing it wrong. Why aren't I healed already? So, inner critic, who is that voice? Who needs to be forgiven and forgotten? So perhaps you have a culprit in mind straight away. As I say, mom or dad, grandparents, someone really significant, your partner, someone who's constantly pushing that button inside you, making you feel bad about yourself. So there's a wonderful tool that I've mentioned to all of you, I guess, which is Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So sometimes I just think, oh, I feel like saying Ho'oponopono. And you can think about the idea of someone, something. The first hurdle to get over with Ho'oponopono is that you are part of the problem. When you're in victim mentality, when you're in victim mode, the only thing you can think of is that someone is doing something to you. And it's difficult to accept that you might have left the door open to allow them. You might have been the aggressor in the first place, that you might have said something that triggered them. It's difficult to accept that because you just feel like it's happening to you. On an energetic level, now we're going to a really strange space. Perhaps energetically, there's been a problem between you. Who knows? Perhaps it's even a problem between you in another life. Who knows where this energy can come from? Some sort of generational energy, some sort of energy you cannot see and cannot know about. Consider that that is the cause of a problem, something you don't even know about. And sometimes when you try to say to someone, explain to me what the problem is, they don't even know. There just is a problem. And so perhaps we always can't grasp how these problems started. So Ho'oponopono starts with the idea, I'm sorry. In brackets, I take responsibility for my part of this problem, whatever it might be, however strangely thin and energetic it might be, however unreal it might be, I'm still prepared to take some responsibility for this. And so I'm apologizing for it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At the deepest level, I'm sorry. I mean it. I really am sorry. And then asking for forgiveness of your enemy is about the toughest thing ever. But the point about it is that if you actually are prepared to put yourself out there, please forgive me. That opens up so much inside. It opens up your vulnerability. It opens up your heart. It allows chi to flow that's been locked. And so just these two opening lines, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's something we would only say after we'd really found ourselves to be totally wrong and that we'd actually, really felt desperate and needed to heal an argument. And so this is an argument. We have no idea how it happened in some cases, how it even started. And yet we're still prepared to put ourselves on our knees and beg forgiveness. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive them, for they know not what they've done. It's kind of echoes in there, doesn't it? They know not what they've done. Well, I know not what I've done, but forgive me anyway. So we have this kind of story. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. And that goes to a very, very deep place in our psyche. It's opened up doors that have remained shut. In some cases, it's opened up doors. When I think about doors being opened, I once saw the doors of Bath Abbey being opened. They're kind of like, I don't know, 5 meters high and 4 meters wide. And they've got those, the big dark doors with black bolts through them and sort of bars attached to the front. The huge lock and big handles creaking open. Sometimes those are the doors that we feel are getting opened when we finally get down to Ho'oponopono. You say, please forgive me, I'm so sorry. And then those doors can open at some level of you. Feel them creaking open. It's like they have to have several soldiers push the doors open to finally get them open. These vast doors, perhaps inside our hearts. There's a little aside. I've worked on patients before and I've run my hands over their energy field, as it were, and have felt something like a breastplate. Imagine a soldier with his metal plate across his chest, burnished silver, perhaps with a sort of large cross in the middle, and it protects his heart. And I've felt clients who have something exactly like that, energetically strapped over their hearts, across their chests. I will never let anything past. I will never let anything into my heart anymore. My heart got so broken by you can fill in the blanks. But I'm never, ever, ever going to let anything in there ever again. It hurt too much the last time. I'm going to wear this breastplate, this armor for the rest of my days. I'm going to burnish it and make it blaze with zeal. I'm never, ever going to let anything past it ever again. Is that you? Have you closed your heart? We know that it's a valid form of protection for a little while. We know that sometimes we just have to reel back and close the doors, but only for a minute. Don't make it a way of life. We have to understand the two-way nature of everything, that we are always part of a story. We have to ask for forgiveness and forgive ourselves at the deepest, deepest level. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please allow me to open my heart once again. Please allow me to be strong in my vulnerability. Please allow me to have compassion for myself. Open your heart. Feel your ability to allow it to open at the depths of you. Scary as it may seem, it is better to have loved and lost than not to love at all, than not to love again in this case. Take a chance on life. Take a chance on love. And a third statement from Ho'oponopono. Thank you. Well, there it is. Thank you. It's just like haula. It assumes that everything is fixed. Thank you. Because I have opened myself, because I have truly asked for forgiveness, it has come about. Thank you. We don't say thank you for something we haven't been given. So clearly, if you are prepared to open the barriers, then it will heal you. You say thank you for this healing. And finally, I love you. The most powerful phrase in the entire universe. Our entire universe is just made of love. We may put barriers, millions of barriers in the way, but there is only love. Love, love, love. So allow yourself to truly love with abandon, no restriction. Love your inner critic. Love the voices in your head.
Love the way your body is. And know that in loving your body, that you can heal it. Love the patterns that make you who you are. But know that in loving them, they can change. Love is movement. Hatred blocks the flow. Love is fluid, water, flowing. Hatred is a dam to block that flow. Allow the flow of your love through your whole life. Love the person you've become. Love the person you will be. Love the changes you can make. Everything is right now. Nothing has ever actually been wrong. It's just our judgments of it. It's all the things that feel so wrong in our life. It's just because we've set this high target, we haven't made it. Our partner didn't live up to our expectations. Well, that's your expectation. Our job is too stressful. Well, your choice. Our children won't do what we want of them. It's what you want. So when we start to look at our desires and needs and wants, we start to track them back, we realize that we are the source of those. That we are the people. We are the judge and the jury. And the set of standards as well, all rolled into one. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry I was so critical. Please forgive me for having such high, ridiculously high standards that nobody could reach. Thank you. And I really do love you from the bottom of my heart. It starts to bring space and freedom. It starts to open up the doors, not only of our heart, but the doors of our perception too. Just allow yourself this space. Give yourself this freedom. Feel open, feel spacious, no longer blocked. Chi flowing well. Chi flowing well. This abundance of energy flowing well. Let the hands gently drift down by the sides. If you need to move, you can move. We can just bring ourselves gently into the Zheneng Qigong standing posture. Let's just set ourselves up formally for a little bit of La Chi. Turn the palms to face towards the back. Raise the wrists up to 90 degrees. Softly push the hands forward and feel yourself connect out. When we draw back, we gather this chi into our body. When we push out, we really feel the universe around us. Feel out into the universe. We draw the hands back beside the legs, let the hands relax. Connect into the earth below, gather a ball of chi. Lift the ball of chi up in front of lower dantian. Flow chi deep inside. Turn the palms to face down, we gather the hands to the sides. Draw the hands to the back. Send chi from the middle fingers deep inside,
Amen. Deep into the belly. Hands come up the side of the body to lightly touch our bow and send chi into the middle energy field, supporting all organ function. Drifting the elbows backwards, expand out into the blue sky, draw blue sky chi back, and allow the chi to flow deep inside your brain. Open elbows, open wrists, open hands, expand out into the blue sky. Palms turn down, a little scoop of the hands, we lift chi up, draw the chi up above the crown of the head and lightly touch. Expand into the blue sky. Draw the hands down over the crown of the head, down in front of the face, down in front of the heart. Take the hands down further and make a little ball of chi and rest that over the belly. Step on chi to open the feet out to parallel, and then the heels a little bit wider. Sit the tailbone down and tuck it forward. Stretch the spine up and tuck chin in. And then find a comfortable standing posture. So we understand that we may have to adjust the posture from time to time. Let's just try and keep the mind as steady as we can. Let the hands come apart and hold a little ball of chi. So let's see if we can dissolve some of these problems, some of these voices, some of these attitudes, whatever it is you wish to work with today. Just imagine it's between your hands. Visualize it in some way. Perhaps it might just be a ball. It could be something like sort of, a ball of a cloud or a ball of dull colored energy. Something that chi you don't need anymore in this attitude, in this voice, in this kind of like persona. And when we take our hands apart, it's just going to dissolve. When we draw our hands back together again, imagine there's a beautiful glowing ball takes its place, filled with chi. Perhaps that's not an image that works for you. So just whatever image you want to draw about for yourself. We're just going to run through Kai and Her, and we're just going to allow ourselves to gently dissolve all of these identity problems, let's say. Things where we harshly judge ourselves. Perhaps a closed heart, whatever it might be. We're going to let it go. And we're going to bring back beautiful, healing, golden chi to bring back into our lives. So when we open the hands, we use the word Kai. When we bring fresh energy back into the bodies, we use the word He. Let go from the deepest self out into the blue sky. The very core.
Couple more. Continue or be silent as you wish. Move your hands or don't move your hands as you wish. Stay with this healing deep inside. Every cell of the body getting better. Deep inside. Every pattern changing and evolving. Just stand quietly, sit quietly, lie quietly. Feel these ideas percolate through your body. Just for a few minutes more. can just gently pick up Kai-Ho a little bit longer, allowing everything to open as we expand with drawing healing energy into the body. Few more now. A bit quieter each time. Two more. Make two last movements with no sound. So why don't we gently bring our hands back into a little ball over lower dantian. Hold the hands on lower dantian. Allow the chi to gather deep inside. Feel our connection to the earth and chi flowing up from the earth. Feel our connection to the heavens and chi pouring down from the heavens. Chi pours in from the hands and in from nature chi round us. Three centers merge deeply in the lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant and blood and chi flow well through the whole body. All functions of the body returning to perfect working order. All functions of the body, perfect working order. Okay, let's gently bring our hands together.
into the prayer position. Settle them in front of the heart. Connect with your hands deep inside your wide open heart. We can step on chi to bring our feet back together. Close the feet into the standing posture. Draw the hands slowly up in front of the face, up over the crown of the head. Expand up into the blue sky. Allow the hands to drift a little bit. And just release the hands as we soften the knees. Hands come out to shoulder height and shoulder width. Already scooping two beautiful handfuls of chi round to the front. Shoulder height and width. Send this chi deep inside the brain. Feel that every cell of the brain can benefit from this incredible energy. Feel your brain sharp, working well. All functions normal. Drifting the hands down. Arms come underneath the armpits. We lightly touch our bow and allow the chi to flow into the middle energy field. Feel the possibility of filling your lungs with chi, heart with chi, spleen, pancreas on the left, liver by the right, round the back, the kidneys, the major organs engulfed in chi, blood and chi flowing well. All functions of the organs return to perfect working order. Let's drift the hands backwards. Back of the hands move forwards. Turn the palms. Send a wave of chi out into the blue sky. Gently draw this energy back for yourself. Drawing chi back to lower dantian. Have the hands settle on lower dantian. An abundance of energy deep inside. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flowing well. Every cell in the body benefits from this incredible energy. Imagine you can take this chi up your spine, up to your brain, filling your neck and your head, filling your shoulders, and the chi cascade down your arms to your fingertips. Fill the spine and the ribs, fill the upper chest, middle, lower abdomen, filled with chi. An abundance of energy in the spine, the tailbone, the hips, the pelvis, hip joints, down into the thighs, knee joints, down to the calves, ankles, and Achilles, and feet, toes. Everything working well. Everything filled with chi. All functions of the body returning to perfect working order. This incredible abundance of energy supports your healing journey, supports your life function. Let's gently drift these hands round lower dantian, circle round 3 times, just draws excess energy into lower dantian, just starts the resetting of the body. And then we take the hands back in the opposite direction, 3 circles the other way. And that just brings the body back into balance, holds all the chi deep inside. You can store it there for when you next need it. This incredible resource of energy supports your life. As you stand here, imagine your Wei Qi layer, a protective layer of chi around your body. Imagine your chi body, a fantastic meter above, below, behind this incredible protective shield of energy that connects you out into the outside world. You, a being of light inside this shield of energy, everything inside your body glowing, everything working well, all functions normal, all functions of your body normal. Put a big smile on your face. Let the hands drift down by your sides. Move your fingers, move your toes. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes, shake out the body in any way that's required. If you're online, people would be kind enough to unmute yourselves. We should also say Haola together. Haola means good already. Everything is already fixed. Good. So hands up in the air. 1, 2. Haola. 1, 2. Haola. 1, 2. Haola. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. A little salute. You make your right hand face upwards, left hand down on top, pull the fingers together, close the tops. Thank you very much for being here today.
Really good to see you guys.
Thanks, Jeremy. Have
Bye,
a good
everyone.
day.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.